Welcome to the Breakdown by Skipani. I am your host, Mr. Foxtail. Sitting across from me is amazing gentlemen, talented gentlemen behind many hits. And of course, right now they're running the Ivyson Army tour. Welcome, Nasty C, Domani.
Yes, sir.
Before we start, how you guys doing?
Doing good, man.
Wonderful.
Nah,
I can't complain.
I don't know how I'm gonna navigate around this, but musical career, bro.
Mm-hmm.
How did you fall in love with music?
How did I fall in love with music?
Yeah.
Crazy story. Even crazier now that this man's sitting right here, but it was I was 9 years old taking a bus to school, right? There's this bus I used to take to school. And they had like a little drop down screen thingamajig, like it was like an upside down laptop kind of thing. You've seen those, right? You know the microbuses.
Yeah, like a TV that
pretty much. Yeah.
All the time.
Nah, but they didn't. Nah, but that one wasn't it's the CD era, so you could just put in like a mixtape over there or music videos.
I see. Oh, that one.
Remember when we used to like
Well,
burn music videos on like CDs, and you have like 100 music videos on one disc.
I see.
So yeah, the driver had one of those, and he used to play a lot of R&B and hip hop, right? So it used to be like a lot of Mariah Carey and da 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 da. And then this one day, he played Talk Back, the remix, that's T.I.'s song. And that was the first time I really started paying attention. I think that was the first time I watched it to like completion. Like I watched it from beginning to the end. And then when I got home, I was like, what software can I get to make beats and stuff like that? I got FL Studio, and then that's when the love just grew.
So you had equipment from home?
Yeah. Not proper equipment, like Nokia headphones.
Oh, I see.
Like
where every artist would start, like iPad and
iPad? No iPad.
Starting with iPads.
No iPad. What year is this, bro? Come on, man.
And what about you, bro? How did you fall in love with music?
I grew up around it. My family did music. My cousins. I recorded my first song. My father was locked up, so it was my cousins recording in my grandma's basement. And I just walked in and I was like, I want to do something. And that was when I was like first tried doing music. And then I fell in love with it when I could figure out how to tell my story, how to relate to others and really help others. And that was around maybe I was 15, 16 years old.
A couple of years ago.
Yeah.
See? Yeah. And how did y'all meet, actually, out of curiosity?
We met in Atlanta. He came to my album media thingamajig, like the launch, so to say. It wasn't really a launch, it was months later, but yeah, I guess you can say that. And so that's when we met, exchanged details, and then he sent me a couple songs. I picked one, Friends, which is on his album.
I see.
And
Skydive.
then, on Skydive,
right.
Fire.
Yeah,
man. So then, I went to the studio, recorded,
Shit. Now, the exchange of cultures.
Yeah.
You went over to... You've traveled. You well traveled. You traveled to Japan. You did Zuluman in Japan for me. So it was a Zuluman in Japan, right?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I hate getting titles wrong.
Nah, you got it.
Then you went over to the States as well. How would you then describe the difference in hip hop culture that side, Japan as well? Because I mean, hip hop culture is expressed in fashion that side,
right?
And then in America it's just different. The culture is different, and then you come back to South Africa, it's like
it's not that much, no.
Hey.
Yeah, it's exactly like that, man. It's exactly like that. In the States, I feel like it was birthed there. It's their culture type thing. We were just inspired by it and we adopted it. So, depending on what country you go to, you might find that they adopted a bit more than other countries. Like in Japan, for instance, it's become a part of who they are because hip hop is kind of drifted and leaned towards like the whole fashion thing, and in Japan, fashion is just like it's a daily thing. They just express themselves that way. So it's like it's an easy way to connect the dots there. So you see a lot of these kids with like grills, face tats, and stuff like that. Yeah, in Japan, it's weird, but it's like it's there.
What about you?
The difference.
Like how would you then between the American hip hop culture to South Africa from your perspective? How is it like in terms of exchange in hip hop culture? And having met amazing musicians along the tour as well. How would you say?
It's just seeing everyone, express themselves from their perspective. I feel like out here it's a lot more rhythm. I feel like, back home We of course we got the 808, we got the bumping beats, but it's like we do more like bobbing our heads. Out here it's like the music makes you wanna like move your whole body. So I would say that. But it's just a different perspective, man. It's all just, different environments and it sounds different expressed from everyone.
I think, you know what I think is one of the main reasons why it feels like when you go anywhere else in the world besides like the States, you see like hip hop is a part of their culture for sure, but not as much as in the States. One, you have to think about just like the language on its own.
True.
So, Lana, if you're making hip hop, if you're making hip hop, you already have a small crowd.
Sure.
If you're making hip hop in English, it gets smaller. If you're making hip hop in English, it's got auto-tune and you're swearing and stuff, it's way smaller.
You're right.
100%, 1,000%.
I mean, look at how the impact, like the likes of Ricky, the likes of Casper, when they were entering hip hop. Okay, let me not make it an example of Casper because Casper was doing the next, so that's how he attracted his crowd.
Yeah, I was about to say with Ricky also.
Fuck.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay, who can we make an example of?
AKA was the first one to really be adamant about, I rap in English and this is just the way I choose to express myself. And only then people started to say, okay, cool, we'll come to our only English hip hop show and see what this is about. So that's still like growing. Like we're still the people that are still trying to like make people get used to it type things. You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
You see when we perform though, people go crazy on the hooks, and then when it's time for the verses, people just go quiet.
But
you know what I mean?
You look at the Confest performance, bro.
Yeah, but those are our people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's our crowd. You know.
And I mean, you look at it from an aspect of even. I don't know if you saw that video, where even the security personnel.
Yeah, was vibing. Yeah.
That is wild, bro.
Yeah.
That shows that your music has an impact.
Yeah, it
right?
does. It does.
Speaking about impact, who would you say has had an impact in your musical career, musical journey currently?
Definitely my family, my father. Of course, like legends, Andre 3000, Outkast in general, Jay-Z, Biggie, just like the legends, people who gonna be around for like generations,
I see.
So definitely them, and everyone who my peers who I get a chance to really meet and know them personally, and really everybody.
Crazy.
But definitely the legends.
Now let's tap into the elements of Skydive. I mean, when you refer to like the legends and you listen to the project, right? It's more of hip hop, but like there's like a bit of mixture of trap, and then there's like a bit of mixture of R&B-ish, you know what I mean? It's like
it's still vibey.
Still vibey, you know? Even the single Friends I saw, I don't know, apparently I was shooting a music video for that shit.
Oh yeah, we shot it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's no secret.
So what are the elements, bro? And what message are you trying to transpire through the album?
Skydive, I was basically just taking a leap of faith. That's the main message. Taking a leap of faith, really committing. I find that I have a problem with committing to anything, whether it's relationships, whether it's committing to a certain idea, a certain subject. I tend to just ramble, but so the project is really just about commitment, taking that leap of faith. And I'm basically saying I jumped, and we'll see if the parachute opens. That's all Skydive is.
And it
Right.
Tapping back to you, bro. Can't imagine. You're aggressive, bro. Who pissed you off?
Nah, it wasn't no one in particular, man. It was just like I was just in that mode, Sometimes when you're in your studio, you're in that mood.
There was one line. I don't know, like thing. I can't imagine. I can't imagine. Oh fuck! It gets me.
My kingly.
I can't imagine my kingly self trying to mingle with y'all. Okay, think about it.
Yeah.
Something like, what inspired that line specifically?
Like all the talk on Twitter, just haters, just people commenting, people having a say. You know what I mean? Just it's like one of those things that we do as rappers. We're not speaking about anyone specific. It's just we have haters.
Speaking every single energy.
Yeah. Every day we go online and we see people hating on us, bashing us every single day.
And then the visualizer, what's with the
I was having fun with that whole thing, man. I went through a little. I wouldn't even say it was a phase, really, because it was like we did it on purpose. But I started liking dressing up as like an adult, so to say. You know, it's like naughty kid, naughty kid, like an OG, you know. So I started getting into that. I started doing it, just like clowning and stuff, and then it started making sense for my whole brand. Like, okay, I just turned 25, so legally now I can endorse alcohol and stuff like that. So I got the Johnny Walker deal and all this and da 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 da.
21? You can't endorse a...
Nah, not here. No.
Why?
Not publicly. I don't know why. You can drink it, yes, but endorse it, no.
That's weird.
Yeah, so 25 hit, all those stuff, all those things started to happen and shit like that. And we were just like, all right, cool, let's just keep this little image and see what we can do with it.
I mean, that image was bizarre, right?
Yeah.
And you tap
for me, for someone like me, yeah, 100%
I mean,
bizarre.
I was looking at you.
Yeah, it looked like I was going through something, wasn't it?
This nigga going through something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, you've been to South Africa before, right?
No, this is my first time.
Huh?
This is my first time.
When your father was flying in,
that was him.
Didn't he take the family with? Take
them
mounted?
It was my brother, my oldest brother, graduation. I didn't graduate, so I was still in school. He came out here. Yeah. But we out here now though.
Not true. How do you find the atmosphere?
I love it, man. I really love it. I definitely want to get me some property out here. You know, continue to come back out here. But I love it, man.
I like that. I like hearing that. Now, tapping into the Ivyson talk. That shit has been here since 2017.
2017, yeah.
In Cape Town. You started that shit in Cape Town because that's your mother's
city.
Homeland.
Yeah.
How did the whole thing, what inspired it initially?
So, initially, our idea was to try and get my fans to come meet me where I want them to come meet me. And we can come celebrate my music and hip-hop and just like my style of rapping, you know? Because it's like I've been saying, man, it's very hard to be at a show, to find a show where it's like you can perform even some of the songs from your album, some of your favorite songs as the artist, you know, and have people still rock out to it and stuff like that. Especially here in SA, we share a crowd. I'm a piano artist, quite the artist, house artist, gospel. We all share the same crowd, you know. Okay, maybe gospel, but you get what I'm saying, man. So we wanted to kind of bring all those people to a space where it felt like, all right, cool, we can express ourselves as much as we want, you know, as far as hip hop goes. And then it started off like that, and it just grew in a beast.
And then you moved over, you built it into an event and property. You know what I mean? Because it didn't just become a 1-year thing. It ended up becoming a yearly thing where you took it to Zimbabwe, Harare,
Zambia,
then you took it to Zambia,
Namibia,
bro. You built it into a tangible property for a lot of Africans, like African artists, where it's like no longer just the property for you or personal significant event to you.
It's almost like a festival if you think
it's more
about
involvement, but you went over to pushing it, and then COVID hit, bro. And I'm pretty sure that year we're gonna get another Ivyson tour. I'm pretty sure. How has that impacted the planning of the event? Because I know planning an event of that scale, of that gratitude. Gratitude, what the heck am I saying? Magnitude. Fuck, English, man. Oh, that magnitude. You know, it's not easy.
Yeah, it's not, man.
Financially. But before I tap into that, I want to just revert a bit. I know but I'm going to come back. I'll find a way to trail back. The Mabalo Noise deal. Right now, you got that deal, and that's when things started like hiking up in a way in terms of like, especially that's the same year you established Ivyson Tour. What significant lessons did that deal kind of like grant you per se when leaving? Because obviously you left for Universal. And you've applied in your musical career right now.
You said what lesson?
Significant lessons have you learned throughout that deal, or I'd say extracted as an artist?
To be honest with you, it wasn't that much going on there when I was signed like that. I mean, I know to the public it looked like a lot was going on, but it wasn't. It was just a lot of artists signed to a brand new label, and it was just it was a big deal for that specific thing only. But then as like the months went on, everything was back to normal. I mean, we do everything ourselves, and then we'll go to the label and be like, all right, we need a budget for this and this and that, get us this sponsor, that sponsor, that sponsor. So it's the same thing. And then From Mabala to UMG, I think at the time, yeah. It was easy because it was the same people I was working with. So they were my publishers anyway. So I was I was in that office already. It was just like a all right, cool.
Transition.
Yeah, transition.
I see. Now funding. You know, main reason why I tapped into that because you're saying it seemed like there's a lot funding. How did you then fund the project?
The Ivyson tour?
Yeah, Ivyson tour.
First one was out of our pockets.
Okay.
100%. We tried to get, because remember the first one, there was no alcohol there. So we did it for kids.
Okay.
So there was no alcohol, so we couldn't get any of those sponsors, none of that. So we tried brands like energy drinks, we tried Halls.
Halls?
Yeah, we tried, it was just like, yo, somebody come help us. Yeah, we were thinking Halls is like a harmless thing, you know what I mean? Yeah, you know? And even that didn't work, so we had to do it out of our own pockets. And then as time went by, obviously brands started, okay, we get it. X jumped in, I think Red Bat jumped in. Okay. This is all 2017, I think. And then as the years go by, man, people just kind of, you know, started trusting us a bit more. And then,
now, how has COVID, back to the question that I was initially trying to ask, affected the planning of the event?
Slowed a lot of things down for sure.
Okay.
I mean, for obvious reasons. Which is actually why this is the Ivyson Army tour. So this is not the Ivyson tour, this is the Ivyson Army tour. It's a bit smaller, a bit more intimate. Even though now we're having to change back to like bigger venues and shit.
I saw.
Yeah.
Zone 6.
Yeah, Zone 6 now, which is like back to that initial standard, but like we really meant to make it a bit smaller, but like still as impactful, you know, keep shit interesting, obviously, you know.
What inspired the theme before it happened to Domani? What inspired the theme?
It was just a timing thing. Like 3 years ago, something like that, I started calling my fans the Ivysons or Ivyson Army and stuff like that. Created a website, when I was still doing the whole presets thing.
I remember.
So that thing kind of, I put it on ice for a little bit, and then now when we're thinking about bringing the Ivyson Army back, the Ivyson tour back, I mean, we were like, okay, how can we make it smaller, but still make sure people understand it's still the Ivyson tour, but it's not that, you know what I mean? And then we was like, yeah, Ivyson Army. I was like, all right, cool. It aligns with the whole gaming thing that I'm on right now. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, it just made perfect sense.
So Activision, what's Activision? Oh, fuck, Activision.
Activision.
Activision. You know, I want myself, and he was like, nah, dude. And I know how to say it, but it's like, you know, sometimes you overthink the thing.
Yeah, and it sounds like it's wrong.
Yeah. What's Activision's role in the tour?
Right now, so what they're doing is they're trying to come to Africa, right? So I think they're bringing one server to Lagos, I think.
Okay. Hey.
Yeah, but we need one here, though. I feel like we have more streamers here in SA, you know? So we're trying to get them to fuck with SA a little bit. True. And I think at first they were coming at me like an influencer, like, all right, how much do you charge for a post or this and that? Can you host? Can you perform? And I'm like, no, I actually play this game like every day. Like I actually love this game. So we could do something bigger. And I'm turning the house I grew up in Durban into a gaming center. You know what I mean? So I was just like, yo, perfect timing. This is, stars are aligning right here, you know?
Shit. Yeah. Now, you went over to bringing him. How did that come about? Like you saying, yo, bro, what was the process like for that?
He was supposed to come here
for the video.
Yeah, for the video around November-ish. That ended up not happening, so we're just like, all right, we still have to make that happen. And what better way to do it and just like plug him into the tour, you know? True. Have it be one long thing. It's like people can stay engaged, his fans can see him, you know what I mean, all the time.
Makes sense. Now, what's the vision going forward, bro, with your musical career? What can we expect to see from you in the next coming months as a brand and as an individual? And also, the big question, I mean, look, having a father like T.I., you definitely bound to like kind of be in his shadow in a way. How did you then extract yourself to be out of his shadow?
What's next? Well, the shadow. Okay, the shadow part. For a while, I kind of looked at it as a shadow. Life is perspectives, you know. For a while, I was definitely looking at it like I'm in his shadow and I'm trying to get out of his shadow. Now, as I, you know, see more, learn more, I realize that I flip perspectives and I see instead of me being in his shadow, I was in the shade, you know. I was in the shade. He provided the shade, you know, because it's a crazy world out there, you know, and I was just fortunate enough to not have to worry about a lot of things that other kids around me had to worry about. I was just focused on being as creative as I could possibly be, expressing myself, whether that was clothes or whether that was music or just doing all type of stuff, you know, all drawing, painting, just really being creative. So I flipped perspectives. Instead of looking at it as being in the shadow, I was being in the shade. So, and then what's next? What's next, I would say just continue to see me pushing myself as an artist, as a man. I want to stay on the road. I want to continue to travel. Like I said, this is my first time out here. I love it out here. Yeah, man, just really just continue to be creative, making great music, finding myself, figuring out things about myself in my music, you know. That's pretty much it.
And then what about you, bro? After the tour, I mean, the tour ends now.
June-ish,
What the
yeah.
June?
Yeah.
Hey. Like, it's like, it's a four or five shows?
Five, yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
What can we expect to see from you after that? Can we expect a project from
Yeah. Of course, yeah. We want to drop a tape for the tour. Yeah, we might drop it. I wanted to drop it beginning of the tour, you know, so that we get to perform these songs on tour.
I see.
You know, labels and 3 weeks before Apple Music, all that stuff, man. Apple Music stuff and shit. So now what I'm thinking is we just package it as like a thank you to all the fans that came through to the tour, you know. It's like at the top of the tour, it's like, all right, thank you guys for rocking out with us. We dropped the after movie, whatever, it goes with the tape.
Excited for
you know? Yeah, give them that. And then I'm also working on my album.
Fire.
Yeah, so that's also gonna come out. And then it's just a bunch of cool stuff, man, that we're gonna be doing. As I mentioned, the gaming stuff, that's really gonna take off like towards third quarter or at the end of the third quarter, yeah. You know, that's gonna be big, though, man. That's gonna, bro, I'm telling you, that's gonna be such a game changer, man.
So going forward,
Excuse the pun.
I mean, it's like a lovely vision, right?
What's this now?
I'm saying it's a lovely vision.
It's a lovely vision. Okay.
The way you looked at me, like it's a what? But thank you guys so much for joining in. I'm excited to see what you guys are going to be working on next coming months. Excited to just see the progress and the growth.
Yes,
thank you guys so much for joining in.
Thank you.
As once again, guys, see you guys next time, and that's a wrap.